You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the privilege. You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the privilege. Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse Radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show found on the Powerhouse Radio station can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice.
Ooh,
These
I'm
shows
dark,
are
huh?
for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind. Well, greetings. How is each and every one doing? Mama Acid, big ups to you. And
Big up,
how
Lady
are
D.
you doing? How are you doing?
Well, we got on our Jewish mourning attire because we said we talking about grief today. I got
Ooh,
on the lipstick too.
okay. All right.
I
And
guess that's how we know it's official.
I guess
I
um
didn't feel like the shadow though. Tonight is not a wig night for me because I'm already having hot flashes. I'm about to set
well,
this room on fire in a second now.
I'm in the fatigue. I'm in the
Yeah, see that now
already.
that's the true style for today. The
Let
army. Because we
so
about to
let me tell you right.
militarize everybody tonight with all this crap. Oh, plus, aren't we going to impose a new rule? Are we going back to the state of emergency? We're on 1 hour because we're on lockdown.
Yeah. But I didn't get to watch it today, but there was he did some report where he says no more lockdowns if they, don't want to
Does
take.
that include a rural read too?
I don't know if it includes rural read too. And because, like I said, I didn't watch it, so I didn't have a time to sit and watch it. So, um, definitely this week was like a madhouse for me. Yeah. So I didn't get to watch it, but yeah, I am. I'm going to not tonight because I've been up since 3 o'clock.
No, not
So,
tonight. It will put you to sleep immediately. Don't talk about it or you will go to sleep now.
so
Because I want to unravel it back to where
as,
we started at,
as
which is
soon as
when we started together. Remember that the state of emergency started when we started together.
yeah,
And to remind those, that's approaching 15 years.
okay, okay,
Plus, one other thing
yeah,
for those who may have missed it,
what?
the state of emergency was announced 15 years ago. It was just ended today from 15 years ago. Please tell me how that has happened under the change of three different prime ministers. But
Uh,
the state of emergency exists even when the prime ministers weren't in power.
okay,
So, are there conditions in terms of the extension of the state of emergency under different sets of parliament? Because, from my understanding, parliament is one period. Like everything that happens during that period, it happens during that period, and it doesn't just like ride over into another period. Now, I need to do a little brush up on my parliamentary rule and understanding for Jamaica Parliament, but from my understanding, it's based upon the same as the Scottish Parliament and the British Parliament, which includes a combined house, which includes the House of Lords and the House of Commons. What they did was they imposed only a House of Commons in Jamaica since it organized as a colonial appendage. And I did say appendage. The reason that we're discussing this right now and that I look like I'm about to beat somebody
Mm-hmm.
is because if they send one more plane load of people who ain't been in Jamaica since before they came out of diapers
Yeah.
back to Jamaica,
We've been talking about this for that many years, over 15 years. We
wind
myself we
rush.
have been talking about it. But
But
yeah,
wait, wait, wait. You left out one important part.
what?
Jamaica Parliament could reject the return of all the deportees. I have verified it.
Yeah, but we talked about that.
No,
There's
no,
been
no,
action
no,
to
no, no.
wait a
We
minute,
didn't
wait a minute,
discuss it
wait a
like
minute. Let
this.
me just say
And I'm
this.
ready to throw some law at you now. Because
No,
this
no,
I
but what
did
I'm
do some
saying,
real research
what
into
I'm saying,
and the reasoning behind the reason
yeah,
that they're acting like this. And that is what I really want to throw up because we are in a state of emergency and grief.
yeah, we're definitely in a state of emergency and grief. I lost my train of thought on what I was going to say in regards to back to the deportation and Windrush and
The US ain't deported nobody to Jamaica in over how many months?
a couple of months, you
At
know.
least 6 months.
Yeah, but when we get angry at not necessarily the deportation, but we're getting angry at um sending individuals back to an area that they know nothing about.
And don't have any
They
family there.
and it's years now
And
that
they got no support either.
it's years now I've been saying it. Remember, I did a big highlight on a young man that wasn't even born in Jamaica. He was born in Germany, but because Germany, um, he even came on the program one of my Saturday Lady D show on Saturday's program, and he was born in Germany, and because his parents are Jamaican or were
Expats.
born in Jamaican, and imagine they were in the service. You understand? That's why they were in Germany. They were active duties and had him in Germany, and then they were sent back to the U.S. But even so, because the parents, I guess, never became citizens, that they deported him to Jamaica when he got himself into trouble.
You know, they said once you commit a crime, you still under the flag of your home country, even if you're born in another country, because you're a citizen of your parents' country. Now, that comes from colonialism, that comes from the Magna Carta. We researched a little bit of this a couple weeks ago because we were trying to figure out why does the Magna Carta actually still apply today, and that's because all British law, which is all common law, which is
Mhm.
all civil law, derives from the Magna Carta.
Mhm. Yeah.
For those who don't know, we need to start teaching history again because the schools have stopped teaching it and people don't know where any of the stuff started from. Most people don't even realize that colonialism as a system still exists,
Mhm.
that it has not been outlawed, that it's still going on today, which is why there's so much discussion about what's happening with the Chinese in the South China Sea and how angry America and China are at each other over Taiwan. That is a demonstration of colonialism, as well Hong Kong. But I want to get into something a little closer to home and something that is definitely a little bit more on my mind, and that is the disenfranchisement of American colonialists. We still colonists in America.
Donna Moody said, yes, that's true. They were trying to deport us to Jamaica in the 90s.
although we are born U.S. citizens.
Hey, a joke. Everybody gonna like this one. Hey, Donna,
Hello.
I was in Jamaica. I didn't get in trouble, but I was with someone who was being questioned. And, you know, depending upon what type of documents you're stupid enough to carry around when you're out moving around, I'm going to repeat that one more time. Depending upon the identity documents that you have on your person at the time that you are questioned or that they can connect you to.
Greetings, Don.
Bless up, down, mind not. That's what they hit you with. So thank you, Donna. That's what we look like when we go into funerals. I got on my Beyonce glasses. Paid $5 for them. So now, when they stopped my friend, they asked my friend for his documents, and the guy looked at me and he said, "Where's your passport?" I handed him my Jamaican passport. Guess who got deported from Jamaica? Passport confiscated. Charged 500 US dollars for passport violation, which I did not commit. Because when they asked me for my identity documents, I gave them my identity document, which was the very one that I entered Jamaica with.
Mm.
Now, why was I deported? Because they considered my US passport to be more useful in that case because I
Okay.
hadn't committed a crime. But they wanted to separate me from the other person that I was with. And so the easiest way to do that, if you're a journalist or you're a known shit starter, please forgive me. We after 8 o'clock, I say little words. They decided to put me on the plane, so they took me to the airport. And you know what? I will say that every time I've gone to Jamaica thereafter, I've had to go in the little room. I've had to, have them scrutinize my passport and my ticket and talk to me about where I'm staying. And on top of that, I have to book a hotel, even if I'm not staying at the hotel. On top of that, I have to not have a rental car booked. I have to rent a car locally and get someone else to rent it for me because I can't be out driving, even though I have an international driving permit. And I've never had any accidents, where I've caused any problems. So, what I'm trying to explain to you is how the system of deportation works. And it, to a great degree, doesn't have anything to do with where you come from. It's where they want you to be because they see that you have the ability to not just sway others, but to make others aware of what the reality is. Because you see, when they put me on the plane, they couldn't handcuff me because I hadn't committed a crime. How did they deport me? It wasn't with a judge's order. How did they take my passport? They physically took it. Did I have a US document to be able to get back into the US? Not in my possession because I was only traveling with my Jamaican passport. How did I get on that plane?
They put you on
Yes, let's go to the field.
it. Well,
So
they
when you
put
get
you
to the
on.
airport and they ask you for your identity documents and you don't have one,
Yeah.
guess what else you have to have in the place of it?
What?
A police officer or a consular official.
Mm.
So it was easy.
Mm.
They sent somebody from Falcon Crest. They paid a private security contractor to sit in the airport with me and drive me all the way from where they picked me up and separated me from my husband to somewhere else. Then they locked my husband up.
So
So
now, So now
It
you can't go
created
back.
quite a situation.
So you can't go back to Jamaica because they deported you.
No, I've been back and forth to Jamaica several times, but they won't give me back my passport. And listen to this. I use my passport, my Jamaica passport, to go to Great Britain. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry to call it Great Britain, but that's what they stamp it as in your passport. And you know what? It gets you in quicker than using your US passport because I had them both. I decided not to use the US passport or to show it to see what would happen if I was originating from the United States and had a Commonwealth passport. Now, listen, I said Commonwealth.
Mhm.
How you like me now? I'm using their terms.
You're broad.
So if you from the Caribbean, you got a Commonwealth passport. What does Commonwealth really mean? It means they own us both.
Mhm.
Did you know the reason that they don't carry regular passports, that they carry diplomatic passports?
Mhm.
Many people have never heard the story of the first passports. The very first passports didn't have pictures in them. They didn't have fingerprints. The only thing they had in there was your name, where you were born, and what country you were a citizen of. The next set of passports came after World War One, and they included your picture because then they had a designation for race. Why did they deport me from Jamaica? Because they couldn't decide. Was I a criminal? Was I going around the immigration laws, even though I had a legal passport that had been issued by the Jamaican government in Kingston, Jamaica? Did I pay more for my passport than anybody else?
No. Mm. Okay.
But the deal is this: don't come from someplace else and think that you're going to help somebody in Jamaica. They didn't care about the fact that my mother was born in Jamaica, my grandmother, my grandfather, my sisters.
Mhm.
I was born in the United States, so they deported me from my home country. So if you think you won't get deported from home, take a good look at me. Jamaica
Well,
deported me back to the United States, and I had a Jamaican passport and a legal residence in Jamaica, legal bank account, husband, business, all kind of stuff. And they deported me right back to America. When I got to the US and I came off that plane and they said, we need some citizenship documents, I said, I was deported. They said, we need your ticket. When they looked at my ticket, there was a code on my ticket. I don't know what the code was. I'm a travel agent, but I didn't see anything different than the regular ones. This is to show you how long ago it was. They had paper tickets then, they printed tickets. Okay. So when they deport you, they know why they're deporting you, and the reason is there on the ticket. In that case, I didn't realize that the uh, airlines database was so closely linked to the. It's not the immigration department that I'm getting back to, and I know y'all know that. It's the IRS.
mhm.
Why the IRS? Because when you don't file taxes, they want to know where their money at. They'll come find you.
Mhm.
So if they think you link to somebody or something that they want, they will come for it. If you don't have enough, they'll send you back to let you get fatter. Fatten, what is it called? Fatten sprat for big fish.
Mm.
So
But
uh I really felt I should have maybe gone to court and fought harder, but then someone else told me something and they said, you escaped. You aren't barred from Jamaica. You didn't commit a crime and were removed. You were removed because of an immigration violation. And it's not going to be easy if you try to get another passport. So I said, but my husband and my family. And the person said to me, if you mess with the queen, she
Mhm.
will come for you.
Mhm.
So I say that to
Go ahead.
drag us all back to one central spot.
Mhm.
Martin Luther King said,
Good night, Burnley.
hey, Berlin, we may have all came in on the same boat,
Mhm.
but we all in the same place now.
Well, okay.
So I mean, what about these people being removed after they've lived in England all this time? They've gone to school, they've earned all this money, they've paid into the system. These people have literally created wealth
Mhm.
for England. They are literally wealth creators. They are owners.
Mhm.
So how does England get to remove people like that?
It's all in the laws. And until the laws are changed, then nothing is going to change. And this
The
is,
laws change all the time. They just don't include us.
well, it still comes back to the laws for us, man, or have not changed. So it continues to be the
Okay,
same.
well, let me ask this question then. I'm gonna get a little bit closer in on.
Yeah, and then we're going to wrap and move on to something else. Go ahead.
When we need to know the facts, who can we trust if we can't trust the people who are supposed to be the fact keepers and the rule makers?
Say that again. I'm sorry. I got this.
When we need the facts, who can we trust if these people are supposed to be the rule keepers and the fact makers?
We know we can't trust. Who trusts the government?
But how could they be the rule makers and the fact keepers if they're
Because it is. Those are the laws. Those are who they put in place to, and those are whom they say these citizens vote into place. So, I mean, we put those
wait a minute.
we put those people
Who
in.
said that? The
We
majority of these people are not voted in.
okay.
Most of these people are
Somebody,
appointees.
somebody put them in place. So
Oh,
whomever put them, someone put them in place. So if they weren't voted in, someone had to have given them that position.
okay. So let me
So
ask this
we're
question then.
not going
I
to
like that.
ever
No, we're
get.
not going to beat a dead horse, but this is a question right here that
What's the
we really need to go forward on because people want to understand why are they able to deport people from other countries back to Jamaica if the parliament has a say so and can say no.
because the parliament is not saying no.
Why?
Because don't you from what it's alleged that they get paid for each person that is deported back to Jamaica.
And
So
what about the people?
therefore, they're gonna take them back. What about what people?
The people who get deported back, what kind of money do they get for their maintenance and their arrival to naturalize?
They're supposed to get a stipend, but a lot of them have reported that they haven't gotten the stipend. They haven't gotten
Have
any.
you heard one
They
that
have
has reported getting a stipend?
they have just been thrown there, which it is true, you know.
What
So
about the people who were COVID positive who were deported back to Jamaica?
they're all deported back and just let out into the community. But
So what about that? Do they know about the state of emergency?
until the government, until the government says enough is enough, we don't want if they have to sit together in parliament and come up with a plan. Okay. If these kids, I'm all for children anywhere from coming to the United States from like age 15, 16, because that's when a lot of youths get in trouble. So children who came to America anywhere from birth, anywhere from 6 months, 1 month, go all the way to like 16 years old, 17. I don't
Hmm.
think that they should be deported back
Nowhere.
to their country of birth.
Nobody should be
Because
deported
like I
until they're
say,
18 and they
they
could have a
learned
legal case.
they learned whatever criminal behavior they learned that you are deporting them for.
Who
Then
she went right there. It just got so hot in
they
this room
learned it
right
in the
now.
environment that they were in. So therefore, this is why I would say it's up to the individuals whom are elected into these positions in parliament to say, okay, you know what? Enough is enough. We didn't create this, and no amount of money can suffice for us taking them back in. You learned that there, then that's where you need to stay.
But one question
That's
about
my
that.
that's my point in that. Mhm. And Donna
Mm,
says some of them aren't even elected officials. Mhm.
exactly. What does the motto of Jamaica say? Should I
ASID.
hit myself now?
We gonna move on to
Can we move on down to Georgia?
what's going on in
Oh,
Georgia.
can we move actually? We could go from that trash. We could go to that
We need to go to
that outhouse trial up in Wisconsin.
the one that's out on deliberation.
Yeah.
I don't even want to tell. He's that's just 1 minute because he's. I wouldn't give him no whole bunch of time.
Okay, let me know when you're ready and I'll flip it.
Because
As you can see, I'm ready.
flip it. Go ahead.
Okay, folks. This is not a trial about that 17 turned 18-year-old criminal. This is a trial about the American justice system. Two federal crimes occurred. One, a straw purchase was made by the mother to purchase the weapon and give it to the son who was 17. That's a federal crime. That's a straw purchase. Why was she not arrested? And also, number two, I'm sorry, I got to get
Go
myself
ahead.
together for this one.
Time.
Crossing a state line with a weapon of any kind is a federal crime.
Mhm. Go ahead.
He was a 17-year-old at the time. She was the adult. Why is she not an accomplice? Okay. Oh, we still got few seconds left.
Go ahead.
Whoa!
Go ahead.
What is up with the judge singing Autumn Leaves to this thug in court? And why are victims not called victims when they've been shot by a baby Klansman? Yes, we've all seen a picture this week of Kyle Outhouse with his little baby Klan outfit on. For those who don't know, Klan babies grow up to be full size Klan adults. And we have now seen the whole Klan trial. So I just want to say this: anybody who lives near wherever this boy lives and can tell us what the sentiment is of the people of color in that area, we would love to hear from you because, quite frankly, we have run out of time listening to this crap on
we
TV.
need to we need to use that. We need to use that when we say we just turn it over each time.
Absolutely.
We
I'm
need to
ready.
start using that. Berlin says, we accept anything.
Some of us, sister, not
Some,
all of us.
some, some.
These two right here. Wait a minute. This one and wait a minute. This one right here. Wait a minute. This one right here. She don't accept nothing. I accept more than she do, and I will kill you. And I'll admit it. She will never admit it. She'll just do it and clean up afterwards. She
Oh,
got contractors.
don't believe that.
I don't have no contractors. I do the whole job. Not only will I let your family know after it's over,
That's
I
that's
will cater the repast. And if necessary, I will barbecue your bones. So
let
come on up here. If you're feeling frisky, I got a kitty for you to pet.
okay. Okay.
And
Um,
to Matt Gates.
we
Uh-huh.
wanna
You're looking for a new congressional aide, huh? I'm right here waiting on you. Just
you
get
don't
in
want
contact with me. I
no,
ain't got no problems with the job. I promise to show up to work and keep my eyes on you.
not the panel, the Jamaican government. Okay. All right. I don't know where Mama Acid going, but I'm not following her.
Look, you already know I'm all over these people up there playing these games because they think that we are not in attendance. Let me say that we are paying salaries for elected officials all over the world who do
Mhm,
what they choose to do and they ignore us as the payers of those salaries. So,
mhm.
I know it ain't time for me to flip it, but I
Well,
just got to say this. If
government,
you are an official like
government does
DeSantis,
government does what they want to do because we
no,
allow them
no,
to
they
do
but
it.
it's illegal. In some of these cases, it's illegal.
They do what they want to do because we allow them to do it. We don't speak up about anything. We don't rally. We don't. The only time there's a rallying is when there's something like major, you know. Then you see
Like,
everyone
do we need to get 100 preachers together?
and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And they're going to continue to do what they want to do because of the fact that there's no opposition to what they want to do. No one is really, the few that is standing up and the few that is outspoken about it is not enough. So therefore, it's just swept under the rug and it's business as usual.
Let me ask
And
one more
policy.
question about that because you own that ground where I gotta ask you, and I just need to know
What's that?
if
If
you
I can answer it.
sitting in a courtroom and you're sworn in and you testify that someone didn't have a gun and you had a gun and you shot them, even though they didn't have a weapon, they hadn't done anything to you, they didn't even have their hands on you, and you admit you killed them.
Mhm. Yeah.
Is that not an admission of murder?
Well, we'll leave it to the jury.
Why don't we leave it to the
Out.
law?
They're out deliberating because the jury says that they are going to follow the law
The
and
law says if you admit to killing somebody, then you guilty. He admitted it right on the stand. We got it all on tape now. We can see it. We can play it over and over.
well,
I played it back.
up to the attorneys to. I haven't watched any of that trial.
I did. I'm
Truthfully,
making a
so
point to watch it.
I didn't watch any of that trial. So
And I watched his testimony, which was important because he again came with a little jar of white tears. Just to let y'all know, we're gonna be selling white tears real soon. We got these jars, so like they're gonna be concentrated white tears. We're gonna be selling them. I'm not kidding. We're gonna be selling them right here.
okay, Berlin
Okay.
says because we're not in one accord. That's true. Berlin also says, I heard we better watch what we say. The Confederates are listening. They
Listen,
are.
tonight, oh Lady D, please talk about this.
Yeah, we were on the phone. Well, I called Mama Acid and When I called Mama Acid, the phone was ringing. It rung. Mama Acid picked up the phone, and we were there talking, and my phone was still ringing. So I said to her, I'm looking to see, maybe if I dialed something, did something, nothing. It's just me and Mama Acid on the phone. But yet my phone would just kept ringing. No voicemail picked up, no nothing picked up. Right? So when I hung up
Ooh,
and
they getting
came back,
sloppy.
when I hung up and came back, I hung up and called back Mama Acid and said, Mama Acid, they listening to our conversation.
They love to make us feel
Somebody
special.
listening to our conversation.
Ooh,
So we may be saying some things over here that we causing
ooh,
some eyes to look over here. I
ooh.
mean, for real.
Some truth telling going on.
Truth
Ooh.
telling. Bless up, Erica. Blessings and love to
Hey,
you.
Erica.
Bless Erica.
You
Man, so
know, I think they scared Lady D because I
they
think
are
I think they wanted to try you first because they know that everything that happened on my phone shuts it down because my phone can't stand when the wind blow outside.
I have a friend of mine that every time when she calls, she would say, "Well, hello to you too. I know that you listening." And I'm like, "Why you always answer your phone like that?" She said, "Because I know they listening." She said she know they listening. Okay, but
I hope they watching. If they are, listen, subscribe. Go on over to YouTube. Hit
YouTube,
that subscribe button. Like us. Make sure you follow us
share,
everywhere.
share. Please,
Yes,
really
please.
go to our YouTube channel and like and
Oh, wait a
share
minute. Can I say it? Tell
and
a
what?
friend. Tell a family member.
Tell a friend,
Tell
tell
a
a
friend of me.
family member. Hey, no, we don't want to. We're not in the enemy
No,
business.
I want the frenemies to watch too because they the
Speak
ones
their
who
love.
talk the
Speak their
most.
love. All right. Let's move on to um. Are we gonna touch pain or are we gonna touch?
We gonna get on the grief. That's what we should wrap it up with. We only got what 12 minutes.
Okay.
We gonna talk about the grief so people know why I'm dressed in all black today, looking like I'm going to go sit shiver.
we we can go. We can go. All righty. So you want to touch the aliens, or we gonna touch
Can we leave
pain?
the aliens for another day because this grief thing is really important right now.
Winston Smalling says, "Yeah, man. Blessings to you. Bless.
Bless up, brother.
Yeah.
The thing
Um,
about grief is that we're
and
all dealing with
we
it.
have to invite Donna on. Donna needs to come on with us. And Donna,
Yes, Miss
please
Moody.
send us a link to get in touch with you, Miss Moody, please. Yeah, because
We'd love to have you as a guest
I
so we
think
could discuss this.
so we can discuss this a little more. So because sometimes the typing, you get tired of typing, and so we're going to. I'm gonna try to hit me up on Facebook or something or Messenger. Okay, Donna said I'm here, so we can send you a link and you come on. Next week's Thanksgiving, so we won't be on next Thursday.
It ain't Thanksgiving.
Well,
We giving thanks every day.
we give thanks every day.
That's
Okay.
the day that they lied and the Wampanoag people got massacred by some criminals who sailed in on a boat with the Magna Carta since we started out with the Holy Grail.
Okay. So pain. And we could extend it a little.
I mean, look at us. We both in it. We just soaked in it. You could just see it all over us.
Hmm.
Today, I went outside. I mean, it ain't even Thanksgiving. Somebody came and shot Santa Claus next door on the lawn in the daytime. I asked the neighbor. The neighbor said he believed it was that Frosty. Yeah, I'm watching him. I got my eyes on him. Yeah, I'm gonna
You
aim a
say he
camera
believed it
over
was
there.
Frosty?
Frosty looked like he dangerous. He didn't try to infiltrate.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, they
Uh,
got the Christmas train out there now because they say Santa Claus got to go to the hospital. They
oh,
had to rush him out. I saw him putting him in the back of a Lincoln. It was terrible.
you get out of here.
Frosty stabbed the black Santa Claus. I know it was Frosty. I didn't see it, but I could feel it. I can feel these things. You know, crime. I can feel it around me. It was him. I know it was him.
I
It
don't
wasn't no
believe
other
that.
reindeers out there. It was
I,
no elves. It wasn't nothing. Not
I
even the Grinch was in the area.
I don't
It
mean to
was
laugh.
just
That's not
Frosty.
not funny. It's the way you say it is funny. You know, Frosty's
He's
have
over 6.5 feet tall. Wouldn't you be approaching him with care?
so this happened really, really next door to
This
you.
happened today, y'all. It happened. It went down.
Oh my goodness, that's
And I
serious.
asked my neighbor. My neighbor was like, "Ooh, I feel like Biggie Smalls live here." Like, Lord Jesus,
but
don't have Tupac on your line no more, neighbor.
pain, pain is all around us, and or
That's Satan.
grief, and it's I guess how we deal with it. So sometimes you have to use it to laugh, and I got you, Donna. Um, sometimes you have to laugh through it. But is it good to laugh through it?
If we don't
Or is
laugh, we're
it
going to
good
break.
to ride through it?
I ride through it too because I see stuff all the time and I slow down real slow, take my time and cruise by at 11 miles an hour. I know they be looking at me and I be like,
It's pain. How do you define? I don't. Sometimes I don't know. With well, you wanted to
going to
touch it.
say it.
You wanted to touch it, so
I'm mad all these people talking about you got to burn out gay people. You got to do this, you got to do that. And you've been sexually just assaulting. The word assault doesn't even go far enough. And I'm sorry that I'm angry and I'm hollering and screaming like this, but y'all just don't know what I'm holding inside right now. And to see them actually wanting to go off on spice. Look, 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 look. I just got to say this, okay? For the hype, you need to put your shoes on, brother, because you stepping in some deep water, and I
you
don't think
going
your
into
weight is going to
you
carry you
going
through
into
it.
you going into all right. I think that with all of this, everyone has their opinions, not that necessarily their opinion matter or that it should be I should
Should
know.
be public. Do it need to be public?
But what we're talking about here, which is happening more than it talked about. Yeah, grief and depression and pain. Yeah. And that's one thing that the young lady Leela Hike, Ike, that she spoke about with what made her turn to that way. Um, that's mental health. That's grief, mental health. Because if you turned to women because of what you're saying that men hurt you, then
Abuse.
I'm turning it another way. I'm sorry. But it brings my thought back to sexuality in its entirety again, and all of these letters, LGBTB, and all these letters. What is it? What is it? If
It's a
you
choice.
if
It's
you
what kind of
if you
panties you want to
felt
put on
that
that day.
you were born this way, you know, if you felt that this is the way you were born, and you're convicted on that, then in some ways, because as we spoke a couple of weeks back, you know, there's some ways where you see where you can look at little children and say, boy, that one looked like he's a little funny, and when he grows up he is funny. I mean, but all of this decision, this is a choice. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This is
Nobody's
a choice.
making them
And
do this. They decided they wanted to come out like this.
yeah, these things are choices now. And no, Footer may not have any business um getting deep within her her process of healing. But in some ways you have to look at what he's saying too. He's looking at the culture of it, because in that music, homosexuality is always it always born out. It's always them things there. So for them coming
Wait
out
a minute.
with
Wait a
the
minute.
wait a minute,
Hold
let me
on.
finish my thought.
Bob Marley,
For them coming out with the
Mrs. Brown had candy tar all over his chocolate bar. Wait a minute. That's old.
was old.
Bob Marley's lyrics. Those
Okay.
lyrics are from the 70s.
All right. But I'm saying what the issue that I'm telling you, the issue that Footer has, and I can understand his point, and I could understand Leela Height point with wanting to heal and move on with her life where she is happy. I'm all for happiness.
I
I'm
don't get
all
his
for
point.
love. But I can understand where he's coming from.
I don't.
Something that is not in the music, something that is not wanted in the music. And then there was a
But wait a
facade.
minute. Not wanted
There
by
was a
who?
facade. There was a facade. There was a facade of Rastafari being portrayed with what they are, and Rastafari's supposed belief as to them hiding it, and it would have never came out. It would have never came out. Don says no sin is greater than the other. No sin is greater than the other. That's why I
And
understand
also remember, there's
both
no place in the
ends of it.
Bible where God says that, you cannot show love to mankind. Man is to show love to mankind.
Okay,
We were just talking about that last week.
okay, and we know what we're talking about last week. We understand, but we know, and Jamaica culture, the culture that Jamaica has always used and portrayed, especially in the music industry. It's something that has always been burnt out one way or the other. So, under the perception of Rastafari and Rastafari supposed beliefs, what they did, they hid something that they're saying is against Rastafari culture, Rastafari beliefs, and and performed and did the music, and they used that that shelter in order to propel forward. You know,
Misogyny is still a problem because men cannot make a baby without a woman. Chesedek and I had this conversation almost 20 years ago, and it was
where you
ugly.
going? Where you going?
Chesedek said to me,
Mhm.
women cannot run the family because a man is the head of the family. And I said, where did you get that from? And he said, these are the books that we study in Melchizedek. And I said, and Melchizedek is a book of the Bible. So the book of Melchizedek is out of the Bible, the original 97 books. So if you separate that one book and you study only that book, since you call yourself Chesedek, this is what I asked him. Does that mean that none of the rest of the Bible matters?
No.
And he said to me, these are the rules that I live by. And I asked him about Leviticus, dietary rules that are studied by Rastafari. I asked him about Deuteronomy and cleanliness. And I went through a whole list of things because we remember these things because once we had gone to bubble camp and were told that we didn't know nothing about the Most High, it was like, what are you talking about when we've studied this our whole life and now we've gone and actually gotten a degree in this and we're coming here to try to see what your version of it is because we need to include it in the teachings that we sharing with other people. And you gonna tell me that because I'm a woman, I cannot carry the truth when you came from me, you can't carry it if I don't give it to you. So that's my response to For the Hype. You came from between the thighs of a woman, and don't forget that, my brother. If she decides she don't want you between them thighs, probably it's because you're not worthy. And that is the real bottom line on this, is that they angry. That's why they won't directly go for Bounty Killer, because daddy will eat them. The Don Gorgon will take them.
I
They'll
think
be
he did. I
lunch
think he did go for him because he did mention him in his
twice
in
in
his
2 weeks.
in his statements. But as I stated, okay,
This is
I
a
understand.
distraction from talking about the women that's been abused in the music business
You
because
see,
someone accused him
because
also. And
that
this is what they doing to the women to say, look, this is more important than dealing with what it is that we did as men and that we continue to do and that we have habitually done, because music in reggae terms is 100% misogyny. That's been proven by all these women coming out talking about all the abuse that they've suffered, which is why they don't want to deal with these men and these male producers. One of the first ones to come out was Cecile, and you know who else, won't call no names, but she came out too, was Tanya Stevens. And you know, I've been wondering about why Grace Hamilton, my girl, I love you with your beautiful blue hair. I've been wondering why people didn't like her, and now I understand. It's because she's concerned about her career and about taking care of her babies.
that's what they
She
are.
don't even let the man
They
that she
all
gave
are to be.
birth to them babies, she don't
They
let him near
all
them
are to
kids
be
because of what he
concerned.
did to her.
They all are to be concerned about their career because that's their livelihood, and they also have to be concerned about their mental health.
What about their actions?
So the who?
Their actions.
Their actions that from they're not harming anyone.
Some of these men that
I
actually
don't
rape
watch
little
people.
girls,
I
it's
don't
been
care about
reported.
I don't care about whose ever sexuality. I don't care about none of that. You're making good music, you're making good music. You know, what I do have problems with is because is when these pedophiles are hurting children. These men are raping women. Things that those are my concern. What happens in your bedroom ain't not is none of my business. It is none of my business. But like I said, I understand where Footer is coming from with his statement,
He
but
just
I
distracting.
also have to understand and sympathize with Layla, because if that is her experience and she's hurting, this is the way that she relieves her grief, coming out, tr- finally saying that she's being who she's being. My only question to that is, it's two kind of talking, because one is saying that you like women now because of what was done to you, your mom, your this. Then it's like you're saying you are gay, you are coming out. I think you're confused.
So you
And
don't think it's generational
that
trauma.
is
You think she's
mental.
just sexually interested in women and she's using generational trauma as a way to sort
You
of ease her foot into the shoe.
you could, if you want to say it that way. I just
Persons are
think,
confused.
call it is what it is, and I just think that that's confusion and that she really needs help, and the people that are around her should have been trying to get her help, serious mental help, to sit and deal and really get to know herself, because she don't know thyself. She is saying that she is doing something because of past experience, not because of her sexual um you know her feeling as a woman. She's doing this off of hurt,
Pain.
pain. You know what I mean? So she needs to address the pain. She needs to address the pain that she is feeling before she decide what her sexuality is. That's all. That is what I would say to everyone that is around her. This is what I would say. The time you all have this young lady here, let her go sit down and talk to somebody.
Oh yeah.
Take some real serious time to sit back and talk to somebody and find out and deal with the pain that she's experiencing. Jackie, big up yourself, Jackie. Jackie said everybody know she like woman from long time, and she says it's a lie. Okay, and Berlin says some women are really hurt by sexual attack and are turned off by men. Right. So I mean, and then she said that's real. Yes, and that is real. So that's why I'm saying some when you have experiences like that, you go sit and you need to get some counseling, you need to talk to
Yeah, he needs some
somebody,
help.
and you need to deal with it because it's not a sexual attraction thing. It's a exclusion thing. So you need to sit and deal with that, really, really deal with that, and before you to come out and define that you are gay because what men did to you, your mother, you see what I'm saying, and your grandmother.
Absolutely.
So that's why I'm saying I look at both. I look on a cultural aspect,
So you
and
say
we all
causation should not be the majority of it.
can make up what laws and what this and that is. The fact is, Jamaica homophobic. They have been homophobic from Wapi Kill Philip, and they have a certain outlook on it. Period. That's why you have a lot of persons whom are afraid to come out and say that they are gay. Okay, so no matter how much you want to define how you was defining it earlier, it still come back to what it is. Jamaica has a culture that
It's homophobic.
type of thing is not accepted. So when you are, and especially under the
Not openly
Rastafari,
accepted,
openly, and under the
but it's
Rastafari,
everywhere.
and as it is under the Rastafari, it then burn that out. And they are portraying to be Rastafaris, you understand, and keeping what they're doing.
The males who
They're
supporting.
tainting, how he feels is that they're tainting the music. They're tainting the whole concept of it.
I
May he
don't
be
think
right
I
or
don't
may
think
he
that's right
be
though.
wrong.
I don't think that's right.
May
That's
he
like
be
saying
right.
because you eat eggs that
But
you
Mama
you
Acid, may he be right or may he be wrong. It is what it is. It is what it is. Don
but it's
says,
throwing away the chicken
Berlin says,
instead of just cooking the egg.
why, which is why depression needs to be looked at. It does
And
need to be
assault.
looked
Jamaica does not have a good mental health.
at. And
Look,
Don Minded
mental
says
health system is
it was
just
a man
through.
who sexually abused her. She never said who. No, she never said who. And I've heard, and it is alleged and it is rumored all through social media that she was abused by both persons, a
Yeah,
woman
man and a
and
woman.
a man. So it's alleged all through all of social media and so on. So yeah, she was abused. Okay, and she was abused. Okay, I think I'm getting your point where you're leading at. She's been abused by both individuals, man and woman. So why would she lead to a woman? Is that what that's where you coming at, Don?
I'm
Okay,
wondering,
that's what
because
Don
you
is
got
saying.
to remember
Um,
that we've been talking about how homosexuality has caused all kinds of caste in Jamaica. I mean, you got different castes in the homosexual community in Jamaica.
yes,
That's really crazy.
Berlin says they used
They
to.
still stone people, Berlin. I know people
No,
that live in the gully and people that
let me
had
tell
to
you
leave
something,
from there and go
Auntie.
other places in order to save their lives.
If you ever watch Auntie Donna's show, when she goes down to a blind guy named Kwame or something, when she goes down there, she always go to look for this guy that's in this tight up something, you know. And the guys, the man them out there always a run him and a diss him up. And I tell Auntie Donna to move from here with those things. So it's we all know what it is. You know what I mean? That's just the way there. And Don, that's something to think about. Um, that she was abused by both men and women. If I'm reading what you're saying correctly, she
That's what it
was she
said. I read that
she-
too.
right, that she was abused by both women and men. So that means that why is she leaning more towards women? Because maybe she feel that she can more relate more to women, and men is more aggressive, and but women is more tender and caring and loving, even though they can be abusive as well. I get where you're coming from with that, if that's what you're saying, Don. Yeah, but
I mean, I listen to what my little friends tell me because, I don't talk to them as much as I used to. But one of them had to literally leave after his mother got married to a man, and it took his mother forever to get a man to want to marry her. So she married this guy, and soon as she married the guy, she put her son out the same day. Now her son was working at a resort, and he was the one that was paying all the bills at the house before this happened.
mhm.
So she literally handicapped her son, and because he didn't have nowhere to stay when he went to the resort, he had all kind of problems trying to talk to them about he needs some time off to do this and do that. And they told him, they say, look, we got plenty of other people that can do your job.
Mhm.
So if you can't come, then basically you fired. So that's how he ended up in the gully. Now I'm not happy to know that this kid who is extraordinarily talented and really smart and nice, and all I can say is I just think it's wrong. I think one of the things we need to start looking at is I I like what Tanya Stevens said. Tanya Stevens said she's a humanist. She believes that all human beings have the right to live. It doesn't matter what your sexual choices are. Today, you may like a pizza. Tomorrow, you might want tuna fish. It's more
Bland.
difficult.
Mhm.
We got to start looking at the fact that people's sexuality that's being repressed is causing a whole lot of other stuff too. Because I think some of that is probably what's causing some of this pedophilia and some of this rape in Jamaica. Because rape culture, they say, comes from repressed sexuality. Now, we don't know if it's repressed in the sense that they want to do it right then or because they want to get with a certain type of person. But I have looked at some statistics that really made me cry about child rape in Jamaica. Little babies of 1 year old have been raped. I mean, that's happened in America too. But the fact that somebody would think that
Mhm.
it's okay to have sex or to try to have sexual activity with a baby that is
Um,
sickening. I'll just say
Let me
that.
say, Berlin says Banton daughter came out too. Jamaican culture is changing. It's more acceptable now. Look at that church pastor. Yeah, and
Kevin Smith.
that's it. Is it changing for the better? But either which way. But my thing is, good music is good music. Good music is good music. And all I'm saying on that tip with that young lady is forget about the facade. If what you are is what you are is what you are, what you want to be. Okay. Um, so my thing is you making good music. Does the music matter? I mean, does the sexual preference, does that matter? That
I think they shouldn't be talking about it.
and the music, is it the music? Are we listening to, or are we watching their sexual life? Donna Marie,
Yeah.
this LGBT thing is out of control. There is too much focus and acceptance of that. Donna also says, what about gay people who have committed suicide because of the pressure from society? Donna,
I
my dear.
mean, humanism is more important than somebody thinking that, because someone is attracted to somebody of one sex. How do you know next week they won't be attracted to a teddy bear?
My thing is that I feel that some of the majority of them needs to go and really, really get serious counseling and know that that is what they really, really want out of their lives. If that's
Okay,
what they
gay guy
want,
told me something one time. Now that
if
you
that's
said
what
that,
they
I could
want,
say it.
then it's fine. As far as music is concerned, if you're making good, positive music, then all I say is just don't do the facade thing. Don't do the deception thing. Just be straight up of whom you are and be accepted for your music and not your looks. You were saying something.
This guy said to me, "You wouldn't know me once I put on my wig and my pumps."
Mhm.
And I
Well,
just thought about that for a moment,
there's
and
some there's
I
some
asked him,
there's some
"Are
transsexuals that
you a different person?" And he said, "I absolutely am, and I'm tired of being this person that y'all relate to because this is not who I am anymore." And quite frankly, I was really shocked because I had no idea this guy was so talented as
yeah,
a
Sonia.
I don't even know, well, okay, transsexual, because he actually looked like a woman. He could be in a room full of women. If he didn't open his mouth, you wouldn't know.
No, no, I don't. Sonia Daniel says people make music that they relate to. Heterosex is in 98% of music. Hopefully, we can stop the violence. That's the whole point, most definitely.
Yep.
Stop the
Stop the
violence.
violence.
And for persons' mental health, you know, for them to get themselves like Leela Ike said, she feel like she has mental issues and she needs to go sit and deal with it. I think everyone needs to heal.
That's what Cecile said. She said that's why she
Yeah,
stepped away from the music business because it was trying to destroy her. And you
destroy.
know who
I
else
mean,
said
they need
that
time to heal
was
because
what's
the
that
other
girl? Oh God, the girl that was married to Iba Rossi, Itana.
Itana,
She said music will destroy you. So you have to make it a corner of your life and you have to live your life. Ika
the
Mouse
music
said the same
business is
thing the other day in one of his videos that gay is in reggae, and people hate the fact that reggae has gay people and they can't do anything about it because some of the founders of reggae were gay. So he has theorized and talked about some people. There were a lot of rumors about Scratch Perry and other people. I mean, there are a lot of people
Mhm.
that there were rumors
Yeah,
about them
I
early
mean,
on.
it has always, but you see, acid, it has always been hidden, especially
It
because
didn't overshadow the music. Exactly. And now it's
it's
bigger than the
always been
music.
hidden. My thing is the music is what matters. The healing of persons in their lives, in their
Yes.
comfort space, that is what's matter.
Yes.
We
That's
don't
what's
want people,
important.
we don't want persons killing themselves,
Nope.
because they are not able to be them. Okay. And I think if it's good music, it's good music. We should play the music, don't have a problem. I don't care what you're doing in your bed. That's not my concern. If you're, what I have my issues with it a lot of time is that when it is forced upon you. So this takes, and we're dealing with pain tonight because I we're not going to go there. Okay. Because you
We're
know
gonna just talk about it because it's there. It's all around us.
You understand? Because we're focusing on the pain, we're just going to talk about the pain.
Hmm.
But it is all to each his own. You know what I'm saying? Um, what I have issues with is when you want me to see you as this person and I can't see you as that person. You know what I'm saying? And I have an issue when I can't be be me. If you know, once you say something, you're automatically looked in this way, and that's not what you're saying, and that's not how you portraying it. You know what I mean? But we'll go there next time because it's 9:14. We're gonna get out of the air chair. Um, Donna Moody said that doesn't even look like Leela Ike to me.
Yes, sir.
Um, I don't know. I don't know her.
I mean,
You
we've
know what
seen the
I'm saying?
pictures. That's her, but
We just
does it
seen her
matter?
pictures, but
It's
it's
her choice.
she
Why
said
should we not allow her to be who she is? Just
that's
accept it.
that's it. That if that's what makes you happy, you content in your life.
Okay, those 40-year-olds make me happy. I accept that.
Who?
The 40-year-olds,
Well, you could be with your 40-year-olds, Acid. We're gonna get up on out the air chair because
I've been breaking them 50 and
I'm
60-year-olds. They
I'm
not good. They too
I'm
fragile.
I'm cutting it up tonight because I'm missing one of the most fantabulous. They haven't started yet. Who you all
She
talking
is
about? Okay, they haven't
leaving
started.
because she has something more
And I want to
interesting
no,
to
listen.
do.
I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning, and before we started the show, I said to Mama Acid, I'm like a zombie,
Yeah.
and I'm only can do an hour of the show tonight. I just really want to go take a hot bath and go lay down and get myself because for the last 2 weeks, I've honestly, I don't know if you always see me, my eyes be down. For the last two
Not
weeks,
sleeping.
I've been like exhausted. I've been running and yeah. Asa, before we even go, you and COVID, Don says that doesn't that was Donna. Don says I'm more concerned about black on black crime.
Me
That's
too,
what I'm
Don.
about. That
I'm
that
definitely
young
concerned
man,
about that.
young Droff. Oh my God, I can never say his name right.
Young Dolph.
Young Doff. I mean,
R.I.P. Young Dolph.
that just, I mean,
It
my
was
condolences to
unnecessary.
the family. Upcoming, well, not upcoming. He done made it, and he was doing great things. This weekend, this weekend, he was supposed to be giving out turkey to the less fortunate
He was
people.
buying cookies for his mama.
You see what
Literally.
I'm saying? And this is why I don't keep a regular routine. I don't do regular. I may come in one end the next day, one end the next day, because where I'm at, I have so many ins and out that I make sure I change.
Hey,
I
she
don't
may
go
take
to
the helicopter one day. One day she may move in the Hummer. Y'all
I
don't know. Y'all don't have no idea.
he did this every time. This is the third time that
They
she
shadowed him.
okay, but this time he didn't make it. And every time they said that he goes in town, he always go to that same cookie.
Lacata's Cookie Shop.
So therefore, they heard he's in town. They went and staked out right there because they know
No,
he's
they
going.
had been following him for 20 minutes in a black car. They followed him and stalked him all the way to the cookie shop, and then they went in and shot up the cookie shop to kill him. They got blood all over the cookies.
I mean, that's a horrible thing, and I know a lot of persons, my children, they were like, "Oh my gosh," a lot of fans took it hard. And
I didn't
you
know
know,
him, and I felt it was unnecessary.
I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of the killing, period. I'm just sick of it. It's just ridiculous. Our young men just killing off each other. It's better
Okay,
they go
I'm
into
gonna cut you off.
yeah.
not to cut you.
Go ahead. Go
Okay, the
ahead.
joke. Okay, everybody, we wrapping up, and I'm gonna give the joke.
Okay, what's the joke?
So y'all know last week I was sick with COVID.
What a good way to end it. Go ahead.
So I went to go get my results. You know, they call you on the phone and they put in your information, and they put in your
You
information
froze.
on where you if
I
you
guess.
play. So I kind of didn't really
Wait a minute.
understand that there was a
Acid, you
game.
just froze. I guess you weren't supposed to tell. You weren't supposed to tell me.
No, we both froze. We went into them little spinners. We back.
Berlin says we won't have a black generation soon.
Yeah.
No, we sure won't.
Well,
Let's not get Donna started because Donna already saying
okay,
we
y'all.
don't.
This is a scam, and I want to tell y'all about it because it is not nice.
Okay.
So, in some places, if the health department gives you a ticket um, for a free screening, they call the clinic and they give you the information, and you just go to the clinic and you do drive up service. And this particular clinic offered the saliva test, which they don't have to dig out your brain for, and I was glad for that. So I did the saliva test. So they called me a few days later and they said, "Oh yeah, you you positive for COVID." Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, "Okay, cool." No, I ain't had no COVID. I would have known if it was COVID, but I think it was a cold. So my phone rings. I do the follow up test, and the results came back negative, as they should have. And the girl said to me, "We don't believe your results. We think they false positive from last week. Would you like for us to retest them?" What? I'm thinking to myself, ah, how could they retest them? She tried to make me think that after they had the test material, that they filed it away somewhere and kept it so that if they need to test it again, they could test it. Where in actuality, the tests are picked up from their office by a company, Quest Diagnostics. I finally found out who processes them in bulk, and then they bring back the results electronically to them in like 2 to 3 hours. So they know long beforehand, and Quest gets rid of all of the samples after they test it, and they know what the batch number is of the test. So if there's any problems, they would notify you directly from Quest. So the lady said, "We could test that again for you. If why don't you come up here and then we'll just make sure because we can do the regular test. You don't have to do the spit test." And she said, "Just bring your insurance card."
But go ahead, ask her. Yeah, will you be dragging out the story? Go
Bring
ahead.
my insurance card? COVID tests are free. Why would I need to bring my insurance card?
Uh,
Here's the here's the trick, y'all. They get you to come back by making you think they can retest when they can't retest because once it's been submitted to the lab gets rid of the test and afterwards they just post the results. Okay, that's how the CDC has it handled. It's biological material. They have to get rid of it. They can't store COVID. Then they get your insurance card and they bill your insurance card for 2 tests. And if you have a copay, you're going to pay it. Your insurance company will send you a bill for it. Now, I don't know how many people know how much a COVID test costs, but I'm here to tell you that that bill could be upwards of $500 for one swab in your nose. So if they tell you you need your insurance card for a COVID test, look at them and ask them, "Hello, boo boo."
so acid. So you went and you took another test after 3 days because you
It
were
was 4 days. I took it at the
4 days.
end of the week.
Then you went and you took another test, and this time it came back negative.
Came back negative.
So maybe you had it, and then you went and you took it again in 4 days, and then because it's six, it's they say
Yeah,
10
I
days.
got that super body. You right about that.
It's a possibility now.
I'm super
Okay,
powered.
it's a possibility. All right. So people, acid is COVID free. Acid does not have COVID, so it's a wonderful thing. I'm very happy
Me
because
too.
I was worried for you.
She
And
was upset, y'all, but we were more upset when we found out that they was trying to scam people. So
yeah,
we wanted y'all to know this is going around right now. Michigan has
is
the
it
highest
scamming
COVID stats
people
in
or
the country.
is it scamming people or is it the government?
No, they're
That
scamming people because you gotta pay for the
no, no, no,
test.
no, no.
They scam your insurance company, but your insurance company hits you for the copay.
So where do you go to take your test?
You can go to different places. Usually, all the pharmacies have them, but they do it the right way. Then they have small clinics that do other kinds of testing. They do industrial testing. So this particular clinic does a lot of different types of testing, and they're called a quick test lab. So if you're a person that has to have a test for a job, like a drug test, or you got hurt in an accident or something, and you got to have a test,
Oh, so
they do
you
that type of
went to those
processing. So they're a
places.
fast lab. So they are open all the time. So they used to testing people. And the thing is, the city uses them because they were certified by the state as a fast test lab.
So have you reported them?
Yes, I reported them directly to my nurses, Tanya and Tamika. And you know what they told me?
Mhm.
You an old nurse. I know you ain't trying to let nobody bamboozle and scam you. Yeah, that's what they said
Well,
to me.
you've been
And I
bamboozled
thought they
for
was gonna
years.
be like, "Oh, you know what? We
You've been,
glad you didn't fall for the okey doke."
girl, you've been bamboozled and wrapped
So
around.
they bamboozled me, and
Okay.
she tried to make me feel like I was bad too. So they have reported them, and if you get asked for your insurance card for a COVID test, you don't have to pay for it. You don't need to give them your insurance card. Please, if you need a test, go to the pharmacy and get one. Go to a doctor's office and get one. Go to a clinic and get one. They're
Hmm.
free. In
Go, yeah.
January, the problem is going to be that if you're not
Does it?
vaccinated, you're going to have to pay for the test, which I think is crap.
Oh, did you see OSHA shot down that mandate?
Are you serious?
I got the text yesterday, but like I tell you, I'm so swamped with work right now that I hadn't been able to read it. But
OSHA
I don't
really
know if
did
anybody,
something
that
good.
mandate is not in effect. See, Donna Moody said yes. That mandate is not in effect anymore. So all of these people who was being forced, I have to read it. I don't want to give out false information in regards to it. But even all of these persons that was worrying in New York and all of these places, the mandate, I received the text on it, the news brief on it, and I didn't get to read it yesterday. But it's not going to be in effect.
That's important because
Yeah,
that is
I would have the
craziness.
full of it next week, no, week after next to tell you. Well, by then you all should research it yourself. And you would see that they you all don't have to do the mandate thing anymore.
That's good.
Okay,
That's
they
important because
yeah,
that's really messing with people's rights. And I don't like these mandates. Like, don't tell people they got to get something. Let them
they gotta
choose to get it. You know, like my job sent me a letter, even though I've already registered with them and shown them my card, and it's in a database. They can't access it, so they don't know.
yeah,
So
Donna
they
said
send you a
OSHA.
letter telling you that you got to do it, even
Donna,
if they don't, even if the database doesn't show it. And I don't know. To me, it was seen that the database would register it, but I don't care. I got the proof.
okay, well, Donna says OSHA suspended it. And then Don Minot says that's because the Biden administration has been hit with multiple lawsuits.
Hit him again, please. Two or three
Yeah.
more
So
times.
I'm very happy about that. So, a lot of people because it didn't spell sense to
It's
me.
wrong.
All of these people to lose work. They've been working a year and a half under this with this COVID. And I mean, that was just wrong.
It's just wrong. It's just abusive.
Their whole livelihood. And how, how dare you tell somebody what to do? Let them make that decision, because it opens really, really, as I said even last week, it opens a whole can of worms. You know, it starts here, and then it's going to grow and get bigger and more demands and more things. We could not let something
Yeah,
like,
they talk about, everybody got to have a booster. Everybody got to have it every 6 months. When I
yeah,
heard that, I was like, I'm not getting the
suppose you
booster.
don't want it, then you in the
I'm
same
not getting the booster. I've been vaccinated. Why do I have to get the booster? Especially if I've had COVID again, that's going to refresh the antibodies according to what the nurses said. Because I asked them, once you get it, does it refresh your antibodies? She said, yeah, because your body fought it off.
I've also, they can't mandate it,
These
but as I
breakthrough
said,
cases, I
I
think
haven't
that's just
read it.
like they just don't understand.
I haven't read it as well, but I received another news brief of 325, I think, persons that fully vaccinated, the persons, um, and I think it's Iowa or somewhere, have passed away. Um, like once I get everything next week, I'll be more on tune. I didn't get to put none of my
Week
um
after next.
week after next, yeah.
I'm
Um,
stopping you now because you're
but
trying to get us in next
there's a
week.
lot going on, and
She
I
think
just
we gonna be here next week. Y'all tell her.
I
Look,
just encourage each
tell
and every
her.
one. Acid. I just encourage each and every one to take care of yourself. If you can eat right, cut back a little bit more on the sugar. You know, take a little 5 minutes, even if it's 5 minutes walk from
Fresh air.
your door to your mailbox, or
Hmm.
from wherever. Just 5 minutes walk every day. Take your herbs, take your vitamins, get your inside,
Your probiotics.
get your well-being go. you know my thing just shut down. Get your
Um,
well-being up.
you gonna tell them that in 2 weeks we gonna talk about the nap ministry,
The who?
the nap ministry.
Who's that? Oh, you
Got to
just
dry
dropped
my
something on
lips.
me just now. You just dropped something on me. I love you all, and I'm not paying attention to Mama S, because Mama S is trying to keep me here, and I'm trying to go get into my wonderful bath and rest up. I've had a rough week, and tomorrow is another day, and it's rough as well. So week after next, I'll be good. Queen,
Can you see it?
yeah, Queen.
Okay, this crown is part of Lady D's new background. It's just we
Greetings,
haven't got the rest of it yet, but
greetings.
we'll get it soon. And when we do, her new background will include this crown. This is the crown of Lady Diana. We went and did some historical research and we found the crown of Lady Diana. This is her crown, the official crown. So we got her crown finally. She didn't know about it. She's
Oh,
surprised. Look at her looking at it.
that's my crown. Well, blessings, blessings. Good night, Don. Greetings. Let's scribe. Just want to
Everybody, hey,
invite
let's scribe.
just want to invite each and everyone to listen to the fantabulous programmings right here on the Powerhouse Radio. Bishop Blair Gospel Explosion, time change from 8 to 9. So it's 9 to 10. I know 9 to 11. So check out the Bishop Blair Gospel Explosion. And then yours truly, Lady D, from 12 to 4. If you missing it, you missing a lot. You missing some good old school and new school and all of that. So check me out on Saturdays from and this Saturday we're gonna have Two Face, so make sure that you check out that interview as well, and also um
Sundays?
Sunday. You see, I'm getting brain. Sundays, be sure to check out the Gospel Explosion from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then check out Queen
Love.
Zephyr. Check out Queen Zephyr with I Am Meta from 6 to 7 p.m. And then All About Love, Nothing But Love with Blossom, Queen B,
Yay!
and Lady D. Some good love taking place on a Sunday evening from 7 to
Nice music.
9. You got to check us out on a Sunday night. And also Tuesdays, Too Strong Praise Moment from 8 to 9. Check him out. Wednesdays, we have Let's Gripe with Tonya, McKenna, and Marcus. You got to check them out. You got to gripe, check them out on a Wednesday night. And don't forget, Thursdays, it's all about the kids' way with Lolo, Sugar, Bite Size, and Hyper. Check them out on a Thursday, 6 to 7. They are hilarious. Today they were talking about bullying.
Oh
So
man.
it was really good. So check them out on a Thursday night. We love you. I don't know, my thing just
Wait a minute. You're not going to announce reasons on Thursday from
you do
8 until 9 p.m., but we trying to change it back to 7.
well,
We're
7
trying to switch it back to 7 p.m., y'all. We don't know if it's going to happen because it's Lady D's choice, but I am putting in a strong recommendation that we need to get finished before 9 p.m. We both have other things that we have to do. We both have night work we have to do. I've got a new business that I started, and we really want to be able to spend time with y'all. So if we could please move it back 7 to 8, probably 9 on Thursdays with who? Lady D and Mama Acid.
Fantabulous.
She over there getting ready to kill a sound, y'all.
Loving
I don't
them.
know whose sound she
And
gonna
you
kill.
all enjoy your Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to each and every one. Love you all.
State of panic. The kid disappeared. So what happened to the sufferer share?
Donna,
For
I'ma
the
call
crumbs they
you.
must fight, while the privileged few still holding tight. Cry
Big
blood,
up down my nuts.
cry blood, cry blood, cry blood. Religion on the rise, false prophets, the people's demise. Some still waiting for their pipe from the sky. While the finer things on earth are simply passing them by. Cry blood, cry blood, cry blood. Stress, the poor man's closest friend. In a wilderness of despair, hoping that their redemption is near, while retreating down the dark streets of poverty, drifting on their oceans of insanity, as the system destroys their very being. Cry blood, cry blood, cry blood, cry blood. Black souls rise,
Night,
crying
Queen.
out for mercy. Black souls rise,
Thank you.
crying out for
Love you all.
justice. Black souls rise, seeking equality. Black souls rise, yearning for peace.